In this video, I'm going to show you the best way to set up and hunt a small food plot. So we're in the food plot right now, got everything's planted, it's growing up pretty good, but how to hunt small food plots is really important, and it's different between different food plots. Say like super small micro food plots, traditional or just regular size food plots like this is a hunting plot, a 1/4 acre, and then destinational food plots, which can be over an acre, maybe even 3 acres. And so about destination food plots real quick before we get into how to hunt normal food plots and hunting plots. Destination food plots are where the deer are going to be in their bedding areas, then they're going and they eat a little bit in there, and then on their way to the destination food plot, they'd hit something like this, a little hunting plot for about maybe an hour, maybe not even that, and then they'll go head onto the destination plot after dark. So there's a really distinct difference between a hunting plot and a destination food plot. And so we don't have any destination food plots here because we have the ag fields and those act like that. But in big wood settings, destination food plots can act like ag fields, and like that would act like here. And so no, I don't hunt ag fields. I don't hunt destination food plots, and that's because when you're getting in the stand, you might be able to catch them coming from the little plot to the big plot or the destination plot, but once all the deer are filled in that destination food plot, because that's where all the deer come, just like fields, all the deer come there to feed all night, and when you go to exit, you're going to spook deer. And that's different with a hunting plot because this is a pass-through plot. They pass through this to get to the ag fields after dark. So we can hunt this, we can come in here and leave without spooking any deer. And so that's the main goal. So like I said, hunting plots are so small that they don't stay here normally. I'm not saying that they won't, but most of the time, the majority of the time, they're going to pass through this plot, go over to the ag field over there, or come this way and go over to the ag field over here. And there's ag fields all around us. But they're going to pass through this plot, and they're not going to stay here, typically. Just maybe sometimes they'll stay here during the early season, but really once the rut's hitting in and they're really cruising a lot, this is a really great spot to catch some action and some deer movement. And so it's also really good because you aren't spooking deer getting out of it either. And so these pass-through plots are really good. And I always have this screen right here. There's weeds in front of it, but there's switchgrass right along here, and that kind of borders the food plot. So that way, when I'm walking in, they won't see me, even if they're here. So I can almost, maybe next year, safely, I can almost walk in with deer being right here, as long as I'm being super quiet and my tree stand's quiet too. I can just slip in here, and the deer won't even notice. So that's the best way to hunt a food plot or a hunting plot. And so, like I said, there's a difference between bigger food plots and smaller food plots because they can pass through these ones. But destination food plots, think of it as a normal food plot in an ag field. They're going to stay in those ag fields in the night, and you're going to spook deer getting out. Pass through plots, they come in here for an hour maybe, and throughout the evening, and then you can leave once you see all the deer are clear. I've even had to stay longer in my tree stand before just to make sure that I'm not spooking any deer. If there's does eating out here, I don't want to shoot does as of right now, then I'm going to wait until they move on. And so, because they're not going to stay here and eat all night. So I know that even if they're here, when I'm trying to get out of my stand, I can just wait another maybe half hour and then leave once they're gone. So I hope that helps you. If you're wondering how to hunt specific food plots, and so I'm always setting my tree stand on the outside edge. I'm never setting it right on top of the food plot. This is, my tree stand's right here. It's pretty close to the food plot. I don't have any other tree to put it on, but I can still slip in here without any deer seeing me, and they can pass through right by at 20 yards, and they wouldn't even notice. I had a buck come within, my buck that I shot come within 6 yards of me when I was in this tree stand, had no clue I was there. And so he came super close, and then I shot him at 15, heading out towards the ag field. And so that's what he did. He came in from the back of here. He ate around here. He worked his way up the borderline because we had switchgrass there. He felt safe right there. And then he came right next to my tree stand, heading out to the field, and I shot him heading out to the field. So he only used this for about an hour, if that, maybe 45 minutes. It was just really intense because it's trying to get my bow. Should I shoot him at 30? Should I wait till he comes closer? There's just a lot of things running through your head when a buck's coming near you and you're getting ready to shoot it. So I'm pretty sure it was around a half hour, an hour or 45 minutes that he stayed in here, and then I shot him. So always count on them not to stay here super long. Like I said, just a pass-through plot, but it can still help hold deer. It can still track deer, and it can be just as good, if not better, than a destination food plot. So don't think you need a really big food plot and a hunting plot. We have 42 acres, ag fields all around, and this hunting plot attracts them more than anything, more than the ag fields. So I hope that helps you, and I can't wait to start hunting this food plot this season.